Well, students are heading back to school in a few weeks, and if you've shopped around for school supplies, you may have noticed kind of a startling item on the shelves. They're bulletproof backpacks.
Yeah, manufacturers say they can stop a bullet from a handgun. So we wanted to put 2 of those backpacks to the test to see what they can and cannot do. Here's KREM2's Whitney Ward with the results of her investigation.
Yeah, so these are available right now at Office Depot and Office Max stores across Coeur d'Alene and Spokane. So the label says they offer level 3A protection, which basically means it can stop rounds from a handgun. So I recently bought 2 of them and took them to the Spokane Rifle Club to get a closer look. And to help me understand, I met up with this woman. Her name is Kaery Dudenhofer. She's a mom, as well as a nationally certified firearms trainer for the Well-Armed Woman, and also the founder of Kaery Concealed. She's been teaching families for years all across the country about how to safely handle firearms and to defend themselves if they ever need to. And she helped me understand just how these backpacks are designed to protect you, but also just how limited they can be.
Then all of a sudden, people start running, and that's when I started hearing shots fired.
He shot 8 more rounds, and all I could say is, God, please take care of my children.
We're still kind of in the aftermath of what just happened in El Paso and Dayton. It's on a lot of people's minds. Do you think it's safe to say that much like owning a gun or shooting a gun, deciding to get a bulletproof backpack is just very personal?
Absolutely. If having a bulletproof backpack makes somebody feel more comfortable, then more power to them. I would just hope that the parent would understand the limitations of the backpack, what it actually can do, and that they're educated on the choice that they make.
So we have 2 that have been rated as bulletproof backpacks, and then we went to the store and got 2 that are just a regular backpack that you would pick up at any store for back to school. We decided to put some thick textbooks in all of them, and we'll kind of do a variety of different experiments just to understand, you know, the differences, because even with big heavy books, that could make a difference, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So to capture all the action, we've got cameras stationed at 6 points throughout the shooting range. That way we stay safe from live fire, but we don't miss a single shot.
So we've got our safety gear, so let's get started. Ready?
Okay, sounds good. We're going to start with a 9mm, a full metal jacket, and we'll fire 3 rounds.
Okay.
All the way through?
All the way through.
That poor thesaurus. Now what about the back of the backpack?
Nothing.
So absolutely nothing exited the panel. Nope. As advertised.
Exactly.
Now we move to a larger caliber .45.
Ready? We'll go up top where there are no books. So that's a perfect example of what a great job the books do of absorbing impact.
And look at this now, completely misshapen.
Oh, good night. This round didn't pass through any books.
Right.
So you can see how deformed the panel is. The more deformed the panel, the more significant the impact to the wearer and the more damage. And blunt force trauma, I mean, on a small child, that would be incredibly significant.
For the next part of our experiment, this is another bulletproof backpack, but it is completely empty, has no books inside of it. We're going to do the exact same sequence of shots using the same weapons just to see the difference of what it does. Both level 3A protection. So let's see what happens. All the way through. It's still definitely deformed.
Yeah. But it didn't go through, so it does what it's advertised. But again, this would be significant, you know, it's probably the kidney area, significant blunt force trauma.
Do you think that parents would be surprised at this kind of damage?
I would hope they wouldn't, but I unfortunately know that many people would be. People expect this type of material to do things that it can't do, and it's not designed to do. So we'll go ahead and go up now toward the logo. This is the 45, and we'll see what it does. Okay.
So those went through.
Oh, they did.
Wow. Let's cut this open and take a look. Look at this, okay. And I think part of it is because it buckled from the original impacts.
I think you're right.
and then it wasn't protecting up here.
That's a significant amount of buckling, really.
It really is.
I erroneously assumed that the panel would comprise this whole area,
Yes.
and it didn't. There we go. This is a 45 right here. So it actually captured
Yeah.
it in this. Oh, there you go. You got it. So it caught that one. We had our one that got through. If somebody wanted to go this route, I would want to make sure that the panel comprised the entire area.
All right, so for the last portion, we have a regular backpack, not bulletproof. Based on the last two backpacks, we know that these types of books can absorb a lot of impact from these rounds. So we're going to take a look and see if the books alone, what they're able to do.
Sounds good.
Clean through, clean through. This ginormous cinema book looks like it did the trick.
Look at that. Didn't even go through it. That's only 2 books.
Yeah, not even the big ones, really.
Oh, we have the 45 now, and I'll be shooting in the upper part of the backpack, just below the logo there in the center.
Moment of truth.
So it didn't knock our cardboard over,
No.
and our cardboard isn't even dented.
Yeah, this book has been pretty
Actually, here's the second one right here.
Yep.
And the third
I
one's
think
going to be
it's
in here
in there too, yeah. So really, this book was the main, honestly, the best protection of all of it. Any surprises as far as the bulletproof backpacks?
I am surprised that the panel bulged that much.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
What made you decide to do this? Why was this an important message for you to get out there?
There's a lot of misinformation that surrounds firearms, and there's a lot of emotion, intense emotion around that. I think it's important for us to remember that a firearm by itself can't hurt anyone. It's someone that is holding that firearm that causes the damage. But I also don't want to put my head in the sand and pretend that we don't live in the world that we live in today. As sad as it is, it's the way it is.
Because it's important to understand that it was limited, and we saw that here today.
It was quite limited, and we were only using pistol calibers. Yeah. I certainly understand why parents want to protect their kids. I have 7 children, and I want to protect them and keep them safe also. I think especially when it's something that we don't have any control over, and so buying something like this makes us feel like we have control over it, which is a little bit empowering. I would just hate for that to be a false sense of security.
And it is also very important to understand the difference between bulletproof and bullet resistant, because there are backpacks on the market right this minute that have both labels, and they can mean very different things. So you want to look for the exact rating, which is according to the National Institute of Justice, and that will tell you exactly what type of weapon it can protect against and what it can't. In the studio, Whitney Ward, KREM2 News.